Okay, so let's bring back our planet, distance, this faraway planet. And what I want to do, I want to actually add maybe some rings around this planet. And rings maybe with some materials. We have several ways we can do. And let me show you first way we can do it and explain a couple things. So we'll go to the object. We can always go ahead and create a disk. Okay, right here is our disk. Let's make radius about 100 so we can preview, and we'll move maybe a little bit higher, 40 up, and let's go to right here. We can also just go select this disk, and let's move this a little bit away, go up, and you know what, can just slightly skew. Maybe other ways, one towards us. So right here, example, the disk, we can create it. We can actually go ahead and add some population to the disk. For example, populations, we can go ahead, create a rock as a population. And inside the rock population, we can go inside the anchor. It says sit on an object, and we can go ahead and assign the disk. So of course, if we go populate, you'll notice right here we have populations of the properties. So we can move just slightly out. We can preview, and of course inside the disk we can say inner radius 50, just inside right here. Let's populate again, and invisible ring. So all what we do, we have these floating rocks. The problem is only when we're done this way, we need this move ring far away. Ring need to be very large, and we need to increase size of the rock. Beside, we will have too many polygons for the just flat view, because when you're so far away distance, you don't really see 3D. You just see just like a dots. And beside that, we'll have a problem with the clipping on the distance clipping on the echo population, on the system population. And after some playing experiment, I found out if we just created the overlay opacity with kind of lines inside our rings, that work as well as just the population, but we will have it much less polygons in our system, and it's faster to render. So we'll have a similar idea, only except these populations we're going to replace with some opacity. So let's do this way. We'll go to delete our rock population, but we leave a disk right here. So you know what, let's go inside the disk and we'll just rename to the ring, so we know what it is. Now what I want to do, I want to take this ring and place it around the planet. To do this, we need the coordinates of our planet. I'm going to select planet right here and see where it says center. I'm going to click and copy coordinates. Okay, stay open so we can jump between the two of them, and I'm going to paste. It's a teeny tiny just on middle of my planet. I want to increase my radius. We're going to select the radius, copy, and we'll just go paste right here. You notice this is the radius of the planet, but I want this ring to be bigger, so I'm going to maybe set about 7.8. Just let's create one, and you know what? Let's create internal right here. We go put it in a radius, but we'll say 7 point, maybe 2. So you can see right here we have this ring created around. Let's set its ring visible. The next things what I want to do, I want to create some texture or opacity change for this ring. So what I need to do is work with the surface. Okay, so let's do this way. We have a default shader set, but what I want to do, I want to create new shader. Okay, we have a surface shader, and I want to create default shader. Okay, let's go. Okay, so now we can go inside the internal network, and you notice right here we have our default shader. We have one before assigned. I just recreate in case if we don't have it. So I can open this one and replace maybe. So we kind of know it's a ring shader applied right here. If we're going to render right now, we should have it our backdrop. You remember what we created before, and we'll have it one solid ring going around the planet. Okay, so I see the shader is actually 0 opacity. We'll go to, let's go stop this one. And I actually want to go inside, maybe, let's pop up slightly luminosity on this one. Okay, just so it's have it little bit lighting. And right here you can see on opacity we can modify it. But what I want to do with this opacity, I actually want to create an image to don't have it solid, have it a very nice rings going around that. For this one we need to go inside the Photoshop to do if you have it Photoshop. Also, if you don't, this image will be included, but I'll show you very fast how we can do this. So we'll go to create a new, and I'll just set 4000 by 4000. You can select any other size. The higher resolution, little bit better for the ring, so we can have smaller dots, but it's also depend on the resolution you're going to render final. And right here we have a simple backdrop, so we'll go to filter, noise, we'll go to add noise. Okay, and you can just specify 150% will work just fine. We're creating, and again, if we're kind of closer, you can see it's kind of create a very nice noise effect. Next we go filter, blur, and we'll select the radial blur. We'll use its spin. Let's increase slightly, and this is kind of experimental, depend how much you want it. Best quality, we'll click OK. And you'll notice right here we have it nice rings. If we use it right now, there will be too gray. We need increased contrast between. By doing this, we need access to the levels. We can go select. Okay, let's unlock this one. We'll press Control L, which is bring us levels. And right here, this is what we need to do. We need to take black, bring to the end, and white, bring to the end. So you notice how we increase this contrast. It's what we need. We need a very high contrast level. Okay, we can bring them very close. Let's click OK. If you think it's not enough, if you want to press again, we can again Control L. You'll notice right here we have contrast, and we can even bring closer. So we kind of leaving those lines around. Okay, let's click OK one more time. And right now here we have our opacity map for our ring. So this will be actually visible rings. Next, just go save as TFF image in your folder. Okay, so at this point when you save, we can go inside our shader for the ring. Okay, let me go open this shader, ring shader. We're going inside the opacity, and we'll go to open file, and right here I have a different. So I have a multiple different type of the ring, so I'll just select one. What we created. setup, and we can, you know what, you can play a little bit more with it. This is general opacity. We're still using our opacity on the image. This is just overall. Okay, so actually, you know what, before all the way render, this is set proper, so I'm going to close this one. But right here in our ring, actually right here, I want to modify slightly, so just a little bit adjust. Let's go to have it axis, you know what, and maybe just a little bit play around setup, see which one we can do. One, because I want to display this forward towards me. So maybe just like slightly right here, because before the ring was turning away from us, so we cannot see some of the surface. I want to bring this surface slightly into our view. Of course, we can go take this -3, maybe no 4. Let me see. Yeah, 4 maybe work a little bit better. You can play with this setting, see which one is working. But how I said before, because we turn ring away, some surface is single-sided. So if we set double-sided, we can do, if it was double-sided surface, we can see from both. But because it was single set, I just want to be sure it's faced the right side, face it towards us. So if for some reason your ring is not visible, when you turn around, be sure you check and enable double sides. Okay, right here, actually, you know what, let me go to back surface right here. And one more thing, actually, I want to add some little bit more shadow reflection. So for this one, will go in displacement, and I'll just use it any same things, or you can even use it noise if you want it, and just add to this. So just add additional displacement. Okay, let's go ahead, render and preview our rings. You can see right here, we can see already ring start popping out, and you can see we have it kind of ring displayed. If you want change color on the ring, remember you have a just normal shader. So if you want it, you can take diffuse color, add different color, or you can even modify on color function to create a different coloring, maybe a rings effect and other stuff. Next, what I want to do, it's actually, we have it right here, one ring. So I want to create multiple rings. We copy and paste this ring, so we have it another ring. Okay, same, we can go to internal network, and right here we have the ring shader, but it's assigned to ring shader 1, which I don't necessarily want it. So I can go inside surface shader, and I can assign to other ring shader. So in this case right here, and you notice we reassign this. Okay, if we go inside internal network, we're connecting that ring to our one original shader. So we actually can easily delete this one. We don't need it anymore, but it's showing us we connected to surface shader. So in this case, if you want to modify the surface shader, you can just kind of connecting them between each other, or if you prefer, you can always kind of trick around and pull out shader out and connect directly from here. So example, we can go select the shader, we go to default shader, and you can select this way. So in this case, we can create a ring, and without go to inside the internal network, you can just go inside shaders here. So let me go inside. I'm just going to copy, okay, paste the shaders. So because right here we have it all our already preset, and I'm just going to select like this. So if we want to duplicate fast enough, we can go select multiple. Okay, let's go to just from, so it's outside. I know which one. And of course we can go to shader, assign shader, and we can just connect this way as well. So if again, that way you will just go in nodes, so you don't need to jump inside internal nodes. However, inside internal nodes, right here we don't have it, but in some cases you may still have some other shader that you probably want just delete it from node, so it will look a little bit nicer. Okay, so I created rings. Let me go create maybe 5 rings will work. Okay, we'll go to very fast, select the shaders, and we'll go to select this one. So this point, we select all of this to same ring shader we have it. The next, what I want to do, I want actually reposition a little bit this ring, so we can open one, and right here you'll notice where we have it radius. So let's say this one, for example, 8, 8. So we'll move one more ring out, and you know what? Let's make it 8, 6. So it will be thinner ring. Okay, we can go another one. For example, this one we can set even 9, and maybe even 8, 9. So right here, so we have a different rings. Let's place one just between them. So we can take 7, 8. So let's go put it maybe 8 and put it 7.95. So we can have it, seeing how thin rings, and maybe one. Let's put the other ones right here. So we have it, this one maybe 8.2, 8.1. And maybe a little bit increase that one from 8.2 to 8.4. Let's see how far. Yeah, I think this is good. You can see how I creating rings. So I want to create these gaps. We can do the same things from our map, what we did before, by creating here, and we can, otherwise you can do the same things. You can create right here ring. Okay, let me just readjust. Select modify contract maybe by 30 pixels. So like right here, we can insert some rings between them. So we can do create just one ring and creating on that ring. But just as example, what I want to do, I want just showing how we can create different rings, take shader, remove from internal network, so you can easier access from your general network, and modifying working right here. So we can bring a little bit more luminosity. And before we're going to next part, to next tutorial, let's render in preview. Okay, so it's, you can see it's kind of nice rings. If you want to have a different opacity on some rings, because the different materials, you can always go, let's copy right here. We can select different rings for our opacity, can go inside, take our image, and we can select a different type of image for this to work. So we can go select these ones as example. Okay, we can go to the color. And again, as example, that will be just slightly some rings will look different color and different density from other ones. So you can mix and manipulating with the shaders by modifying them. Okay, you can see right here these rings. Actually, I don't like the disappear. Opacity is a little bit different than them, so I'm going to switch this one. We're using that. Let's go try this one. Okay, so render does not. I want to actually add more. You know what? Let's do this way. I'll just take this ring, one more. You know what? We'll go to. Let's open this ring surface. I want to select to this second one. So we'll go assign outside one. We'll go that one. And also I want to take this ring and place it all the way right here. But I don't like how thick it is. I want to create a little bit thinner. So let's go says 9. Maybe 9.4. So let's go see how far it will go. And we'll set right here this 9.3. Here, maybe even more. So let's go to set 10. Yeah, 10 about right. Okay, let's go to 11. And right here we says 10.9. There we have it very far away. 6 and 4. I think this will work a bit better. Okay, one last render. Okay, we have nice rings. You can see we have different colors. And I'm going to tweak with those rings as we're going with atmosphere. Probably more with the color, maybe luminosity and other properties. We'll see when we start work with atmosphere how they will interact or we want pop up. So far we create our planet, created some of those rings. So let's actually enhance this planet in the next tutorial. So we'll add a little bit more shape and colors to make it look more interesting.